Today's Read Aloud is a folk tale. Can you recall what a folk tale is? Did you say that a folk tale is fiction, a made up story, told orally or word of mouth, passed down from generation to generation? This folk tale was passed down orally by Native Americans, the first known people to live in what is now called the United States of America. Characters in many stories often want something. Mamantaro wanted to defeat the Ani. The Bremen animals wanted to play in a band. The three billy goats Gruff wanted to cross the bridge to eat the grass on the hillside. Listen carefully to find out how Jumping Mouse gets what he wants and how he is similar to characters in other read-alouds getting what he wants. This folk tale may be familiar. Listen to see how this version might be different from the one you already know. Once there was a small mouse with a big dream. The small mouse had grown up listening to the elders tell wonderful stories about the far off land. Now the small mouse lived in the brush near the sparkling river. Brush is a group of bushes and other plants growing close together. On the other side of the sparkling river was the dry desert. The small mouse had been told that the far-off land was on the other side of the dry desert. Although the mouse was small, he was brave. He intended to go to the far-off land. The word intended means the mouse planned and wanted to go to the far-off land. One day he said goodbye to his family and friends and set off. His first challenge was to find a way to cross the beautiful, sparkling river. A challenge is something that is hard to do. As he stared at the lapping water, a frog appeared beside him. "You'll have to swim," said the frog. "I don't know what you mean," replied the small mouse, for he had never swum before. "Watch me," said the frog, and with the frog jumped into the sparkling river and began to swim. Can you pretend to swim like the frog did? The small mouse watched the frog for several seconds before announcing, "I am afraid I cannot do that. I will have to find another way to cross the sparkling river." The frog returned to the edge of the river. "Why are you so determined to cross the sparkling river? Where are you going?" asked the frog. "I am going to the far-off land," replied the mouse. "If you don't mind my saying, you are a very small mouse to cross such a big river and travel such a long distance to the far-off land." The frog stared at the small mouse for a short time, and seeing that he could not be swayed from following his plan, decided to help the small mouse. This means the mouse would not change his plan, no matter what the frog said. "This is your lucky day," exclaimed the frog. "I am a magic frog, and I will help you. I name you Jumping Mouse. You will soon discover that you can jump higher than you have ever jumped before. Follow me, Jumping Mouse, and I will take you across the sparkling river." How would the gift of jumping help Jumping Mouse cross the river? Did you say that jumping really high and far could help the mouse jump over the river? With that said, the frog and Jumping Mouse jumped very high and landed on a leaf in the middle of the sparkling river. They floated on the leaf to the other side of the sparkling river. "Goodbye, my friend," said the frog. "Be brave and hopeful, and you will surely reach the far-off land." "Thank you," replied Jumping Mouse. "I will never forget your kindness." Jumping Mouse set off across the dry desert. He jumped across stones and twigs on his strong legs. As the frog had promised, Jumping Mouse jumped higher than ever before. He traveled by day and by night, stopping only to eat berries whenever he found them. Eventually, Jumping Mouse came to a stream. The stream gave life to this part of the dry desert. Beside the stream grew many bushes. Underneath one of the bushes there lived a very fat mouse. "Good day to you," the fat mouse said to the Jumping Mouse. "Good day," replied Jumping Mouse. "Where are you going?" asked the fat mouse. "To the far-off land," exclaimed Jumping Mouse. "However, I would like to rest a while and eat some of the juicy berries that grow on the bush beside the stream." The word stream means a small body of water similar to a river. "Be my guest," said the fat mouse. Jumping Mouse stayed with the fat mouse for several days. He ate berries and drank from the cool stream. Before long, he felt rested and ready to continue his journey. "It is time for me to continue my journey," said Jumping Mouse one day. The word journey means make a long trip. "Why would you want to travel to a place you aren't even sure exists? Stay with me. You can eat berries and drink from the stream to your heart's content. But if you must go, be very careful, for the journey will be perilous." "Indeed, for such a small mouse," warned the fat mouse. Does the fat mouse think it's a good idea for Jumping Mouse to leave? No, the fat mouse does not think it's a good idea. The word perilous means dangerous. "I will be careful, and I will find a way to pay forward the kindness you and Frog have shown me. Thank you for your generosity," replied Jumping Mouse, and as his powerful legs carried him away, with hope in his heart, Jumping Mouse continued on his way. Why does Jumping Mouse decide to leave his home and travel across the desert? Did you state that Jumping Mouse decides to leave his home because he wants to see the far-off land? How does the gift that the magic frog give Jumping Mouse help Jumping Mouse get across the river? This gift helps Jumping Mouse to jump higher and farther so he can cross the river even though he doesn't know how to swim. Did your response sound something like that? What does Jumping Mouse promise the fat mouse? Did you say that Jumping Mouse promises the fat mouse that he will pay forward the kindness he has been shown? Who does Jumping Mouse meet after the magic frog? Did you say that the Jumping Mouse meets the fat mouse? I hope you have enjoyed our read aloud today, the story of the Jumping Mouse.